Hello, everyone, and welcome into the All Things Life and Sports podcast with Kyilan Thomas. I'm your host, Kyilan Thomas. Let's get into it. I know especially if you follow sports, I know a good amount of us have seen the exchange between Monica McNutt and Stephen A. Smith on First Take. Let's dive into it. Monica McNutt was absolutely right. Let me get my mic stand right. I gotta give her prop real quick. I gotta put that mic down. Monica McNutt, thank you for taking and staying on your stance on a platform on national television in front of two men who I guarantee you are barely watching women's sports. They may watch women's basketball here and there, but I guarantee you they're not watching women's sports like that. So for you to stay steadfast, strong, steady on your stance that you had the platform, you and Stephen A. had the platform to talk about the women's sports and the way that it is now. Who knows where it could have gone had y'all decided to take that stance then instead of getting on the bandwagon now. But let's dive into it. I said there's a lot of dialogue going on ever since I posted the video of the exchange. I've been getting a lot of dialogue, especially on my YouTube channel. I put a short up. I'm responding. I can't respond to everybody in the comments. So I said, hey, let me go on here and do a video, and we can continue this conversation, this dialogue on. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, hit the bell so y'all get notification anytime I go live. As y'all can see, I love talking sports. I love talking life topics. I be talking about everything, honestly. Like, when it falls in the realm, if I want to talk about it, I'm going to talk about it. But let's get into it. Monica McNutt was absolutely right. And I wanted to come on because a lot of the dissenting arguments that I'm seeing, like, not agreeing with my or her side is, and as Shannon was saying, well, no one was watching it. No one was talking about it. And that's her point. And I'm going to insert the clip in here for y'all to see exactly what she said.
That's all I'm at.
All right.
Who talks about the WNBA? Who talks about women? Who talk about women's sports more than First Take?
Stephen A., respectfully, with your platform, you could have been doing this 3 years ago if you wanted to.
Wow.
All right, we got to go. You guys.
So did you say
you're my guy, but
who does more than
Stephen
us?
A., I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you.
Wow.
Don't do that. I'm talking to you about the power that you have.
Okay.
I'm talking to you.
Okay.
All right, let's.
You're my guy, but I'm talking to you.
I got it.
Guys, I really appreciate.
You're my girl, but you've missed a lot of episodes of First Take. You missed a lot.
Stephen A., 3 years ago, you would not talk about the W at this level. Don't do that.
Guys.
Nobody was, Monica. You making Stephen A.'s point, Monica. Monica, you making Stephen A.'s point.
Please let me do my job. Please let me do my job. We've gone for 40 minutes straight. It was a riveting discussion. I have to get into commercial break.
Shannon, and coming behind her saying, Monica, you're making her point. No, Shannon, you're making her point. Stephen A's making her point. What she said was, Stephen A., with your platform, we're not talking about, like a lot of y'all are saying, well, nobody was talking about the WNBA. Nobody was watching the WNBA. She's not talking about me. She's not talking about you. She's not talking about Joe. She's not talking about Chad or Billy. She's talking about Stephen A. Smith and the platform that Stephen A. Smith has. She specifically said, with your platform, had you been discussing the WNBA on a consistent basis, who knows where we could have been. We could have brought in a lot more viewers. The amount of people that watch the show on a daily basis, had they listened to you speak about the WNBA and certain players on a consistent basis, who knows if that would have made them say, oh, hey, let me go tune in because I see the elite sports shows continuously talking about these players. So let me go tune in and maybe see, oh, they may got some game for real. Because in watching the show, you see the highlights and stuff while they're talking about the person. So if I would have saw Sabrina Ionescu pulling up from kind of how Kyilan pull up, if I would have saw that, I'm like, oh snap, let me go tune in. The girl pulling up like Steph. Like, so That's what I said. I agree with her because you have the Asia Wilsons, the Candace Parkers, the Diana Taurasi's. You got the Sabrina Ionescu's. All of them been in the league. We can even go back to the old school ladies. All of them been in the league. So where was this coverage when they were dominating? And I've seen a lot of people say this. Why isn't Asia Wilson getting the same attention, the same talk that Kyilan Clark is? Why did it take for Kyilan Clark to come on the scene on a national stage in order for people to want to talk about the WNBA, which is what Monica's point was. Had Stephen A. been talking about Asia Wilson dominating on a consistent basis, when people see that someone like a Stephen A. in a show like a First Take is consistently talking about a player, that makes that player marketable. And because that's a lot of y'all arguments. Well, Asia Wilson isn't as marketable as. Why isn't she? Why isn't she? Maybe tell me, is there something she said that make that? Did she say she doesn't want to be marketed? Did she say she doesn't want a shoe deal? Did she say now she's getting a shoe deal? Because why? Everybody's talking about her and why she doesn't have one. So had Stephen A. been talking about Asia Wilson the year she's been in the league, she could have been had a shoe deal. Hell, we just saw Sabrina Ionescu barely lose to Steph Curry shooting from the NBA 3-point line. She ain't just start doing that at the NBA at the 3-point contest versus Steph. She ain't just start doing that. She been shooting like that. So why weren't we talking about her? Why weren't we talking about Sabrina Ionescu pulling up from 3? Then Kyilan Clark kind of would have just ushered in. Now, I look, y'all, I promise you, I get it. I get it because, and I'm also coming from the female athlete perspective. I'm a female athlete myself, so I get the plight. I understand what it feels like to, I know I'm a great athlete. I know I can do things that men can't do. But because I'm a female, and sometimes it's that stigma of female in sports, people just don't want to watch women play sports because they just don't think we're athletic, or they think they can get out there and do what I do. I trust me, you cannot. Especially if you're not training on a daily basis, you cannot do what I do. But anyway, so we deal with that plight. So in them thinking, oh, I can get out there and do that, they're not going to want to watch it. So, which I agree. I wasn't watching the WNBA back then, but I barely saw anything about it. You know what I'm saying? If I constantly see Kyilan Clark, Angel Reese, I'm constantly seeing them in my face. And this is not even coming from them in the WNBA. This is from them from college. So it's taking college and college girls to bring the pro league together. Up to par, rather. But I'm coming from the female athlete perspective of, hell, just look at the sport that I play. I play soccer. How long has our women national team dominated? How many titles does our women's national team have? Let's look it up. Because I want to give y'all the years, the specific years that we won. Now let's look. We got the United States women's national soccer team. Okay, then we playing in Olympics. We're playing in World Cups against other countries, just like the USA men's basketball. Okay, we're dominant like them. Okay, so but let me just slow it down. Let me give y'all these years. Women's soccer has dominated on a national scale. Women's World Cups for 1991, 99, 2015, 2019, and in between that, 4 Olympic gold medals: 96, 2004, 2008, and 2012. That's back to back, because don't the Olympic only come around like every 4, so that's like back to back. Okay. I guarantee within that time, within that span, how many sports shows was talking about the women national team? I'll wait. How many sports shows on a consistent basis was talking about how dominant we were as the national women's soccer team was? How much talk, how much revenue, how much of that talk did we get? And the men, sorry, but that's our point. Y'all are talk about men before y'all are talking about the women when we were dominating. I mean, we went in back to back to back to back. How much talk do y'all think we got? So it's not that we're not winning. So that's her point. Had we had people like Stephen A and their platform decide to use that platform, let's talk and shine a light on the women's national team on a consistent basis, or just women's soccer period, because they're winning. America loves winners, right? America loves winners. So why not let's talk about the team that is dominating for our country on a consistent basis? Why don't they talk about us? Because we're women and we play sports. Women's sports is just now starting to really rise as far as people watching. And like I said, I've always said, and I say this even with this being a sport that I play, you have to have someone marketable. And that's where I come in. That's how I'm going to be. I don't see too many people like me in there, and I'm just being real. You have to have somebody that's marketable to kind of build it around. But I feel like the W has that. The W has that. And then I want to, and this, y'all, because I'm finna pull up. Old school. We're going to pull up the old school WNBA players, right? Because a lot of them even dominated in college. This was even a discussion. Was Kyilan Clark the best women's college basketball player ever? Right. So they dominate in college. Then they play good or they go to the WNBA. I'm just trying to figure out why didn't those girls get the same traction that Kyilan Clark did. But let's look at it. I'm gonna give y'all some names and let's say, why couldn't we talk about that player? Why wasn't that player talked about the way that Kyilan Clark is? Diana Taurasi, Tamika Catchings, Cynthia Cooper, Maya Moore, Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Swoops. You got Lauren Jackson, Sue Bird, Candace Parker, Sylvia Fowles, Ella Della Dunn, like Alina Della Dunn. That's why I said in the beginning, I'm like, we got the Candace Parkers, the Sue Birds, the Diana Taurasi's, all these older players. So what was hard about talking about them? And then First Take, Stephen A, Shannon Sharp, y'all can sit up there and give me and talk about them, like just name off. I guess I don't know if y'all just go look at a list of the best, like I kind of just did, go look at a list of the best women's basketball players, and you kind of just get in a show and let me just name down some names that I saw, because that's kind of what it's giving. And I feel like that's Monica's point. That's kind of what it's giving. Y'all can name of these great women that played and dominated, but why can't y'all talk about them on a consistent basis the way that you give coverage to the NBA, the NFL? Hell, y'all even give hockey coverage. Y'all even give baseball coverage. Yeah, I feel like the women's national team should get a little more coverage than that, especially when we was in that run winning back to back to back to back. America loves winners. Remember I said that America loves winners. So those y'all saying, well, no one was watching the WNBA. Y'all are proving her point. She's not saying why weren't y'all using y'all's platform. She said, Stephen A, why didn't you use your platform? Because I guarantee, which is like now, I guarantee had y'all put the money, the resources, the shine, the cameras, having their games on the ESPNs, the ABCs, had y'all did that then, who knows where we could be, because it's getting coverage. Now, granted, I understand when they do that, here's people, we don't want to see the WNBA. We don't see you on the. I get it. You can't base what something can be based on a couple of people that you see talking about it now. Because look at it now. This now proves how it is. Now proves people will watch. But now they've really put the resources behind it, because they put the resources behind the college when they were dominating in college. Now they've came over to the WNBA. So had y'all been putting those resources behind to shed light on certain players, shed light on Aja Wilson, shed light on Cheryl Swoops, shed light on Tamika Catchings, shed light on Diana Taurasi, shed light on Sue Bird, who knows? We could have been at this point years ago. So that's my point. Y'all can't say no one was watching the WNBA because Monica didn't say everyone. That's where y'all are getting things misconstrued. She didn't say everyone. She said Stephen A. in your platform. So with that being said, Monica McNutt was right. Shannon is a G for bringing her on Nightcap. And like my dad told me, Stephen A., if you ban her from that show, I probably will not watch First Take again because that's crazy. You already done banned Pat McAfee. But yeah, Pat, you screwed up too, bro. But at the end of the day, that's his show. They literally have two versions to where you watch the version with cussing and you watch the version without it. So they give you a disclaimer on his show. So with that, it's kind of tricky because there's some people saying he should be suspended. But with that, it's hard because it's kind of a stipulation of his show that he may say stuff like that. But that ain't what this video about. I just kind of had to throw that in there because it kind of tied in with Stephen A. a little bit. But no, Monica McNutt was right. Had y'all use y'all platform to shed light on a lot of these other women that have been balling, who knows what the WNBA would have been years ago rather than it just not getting here now. We literally just had a player barely lose to Stephen Curry in the 3-point shootout. So with that being said, I want to come on here and just do a video instead of responding to everybody. I can't get everybody in there, but I love open dialogue. I love dialogue. So I'm come on here and do y'all video. Y'all respond to this. Y'all do y'all video. Let's just keep the thing going. But at the end of the day, we got to make sure everything done before you try to have fun. Peace.